Surprise! It has been a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it sucks getting old. It absolutely sucks getting old, and between JR's banged up body and health and my banged up body, we just haven't been able to string it together, have we?
Oh man, it has been a interesting minute. I'll say that
It
for sure.
it has been a minute and a
Mm-hmm.
half. Welcome to PS Comics. I love you. The season 2 finale,
Mm-hmm.
and what a crazy couple of weeks it's been since we last recorded.
Mm-hmm.
We last one we did, I think, was may have been at no, been right after the Asylum episode, but
Mm-hmm.
nonetheless, we've got a lot to catch up on. We got the Obi-Wan final couple episodes. We have the first couple episodes of Miss Marvel, and just kind of some obligatory news and notes as we head into summer season. Things we can
Mm-hmm.
expect out of San Diego Comic-Con, which is right around the corner, and D23 too.
Yep.
So, anyways, let's get right into it. He is the man, the myth, the legend. He is. Well, depends. He's usually Batman, but depending on what day of the week it is, he could be our Thor. He is JR Kabakugan, also not JR Comics 42 on Instagram.
What's up?
And as always, I am at Voice of Reason 23, all social media platforms except for TikTok. Kevin Pillow, what's up? And guys, yeah, so we're gonna get right into it because both of us are feeling it, and
Mm.
JR's a little under the weather and sleep deprived, and I'm gonna have to be up at butt crack 30 tomorrow to head to Florida.
Mm.
So let's get right into it, JR. Last time we talked, it was episode 3 of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Let's talk about the final 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Most specifically, the last thing we talked about with you, especially, you were very concerned about in the course of one episode, they nerfed Darth Vader's abilities and powers. And in the course of the final 2 episodes, I think they reversed course on his nerfing because, my God, the man went on a rampage in the
Yeah.
final 2 episodes.
Yeah. Even before that, I will say too, like, just the whole story. It's still a very a Disney-esque story. I'll say that as much, right? It's a very Disney-esque story for the Obi-Wan for the Obi-Wan story to begin with. But yeah, I mean, I'm still kind of iffy on like the series as a whole, man. Specifically, how they handled Reva. She, yeah, I mean, she's just basically clear cut. She's a clear cut copy of Trilla Sudara from Star Wars Fallen Order, and it's not a bad thing, right? They gave her much more of a revenge story, which was cool, which was fine, but
Yeah.
it was just still very much to me like the more I read about the story behind or the writers behind Obi-Wan Kenobi, the more I realize like damn man, like they really don't have Star Wars fans or like people who know Star Wars to write Star Wars. They just have a bunch of like they have people who don't know. They have people who are somewhat critically acclaimed who pay no attention to Star Wars, write Star Wars, and
Yeah.
like it's just I don't know. It's just very much like a lot of holes, a lot of things that were that could have been solved, that could have been avoided, would have been basically if a fan knew about this knew about if basically if someone who was somewhat of a fan of Star Wars that watched more than the movies, watched more, read more about Darth Vader. They could have done a better story with Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
But and because like the last, the same thing that happened with the prior for me, the same thing that happened with the prior, like the prior Marvel shows, right? This was exact same. Felt like very much the same thing that happened with Obi-Wan. The whole thing of like a lot of the budget is going to happen in the last couple episodes. This weird rising action happens and this falling action happens, or like you will have that one great episode and then the drop off is kind of like okay, cool, that's a little It wasn't really resolved as much. It just happened.
Yeah.
I mean, it was great that I saw Darth Vader to be somewhat Darth Vader. That was cool. It's just
Yeah.
yeah, it just felt very much like they relied on old man. They relied too much on old man strength. You know, like in the span of like, if you think about timeline wise, in the span of about 30 minutes to an hour, or no, not, or in the span of like maybe a day or two, Obi-Wan became went from old man Obi-Wan, or like this old never picked up a lightsaber, never really fought in 10 years Obi-Wan,
Yeah.
to Commander General Obi-Wan. So
Yeah, especially that the final episode,
yeah.
he kind of charged in,
Mm,
guns ablazing, and then gets kind of bitch slapped around by the little force quake, and
yeah.
then all of a sudden he's able to push it away. So I do see that, and that's been like
Yeah.
the argument by a lot of fans was that the how can he go from like, oh, I'm so tired and I'm so worn out, to all of a sudden he's throwing rocks. But the force is a funny thing, and then I know that a lot of people too were questioning, like, you have Qui-Gon, who
Mm,
was run through in Phantom Menace
mm,
and died, and and then in the course of 2 episodes in this series, you have two Sith Lords, or two Inquisitors, that are run through, and
yeah.
they quote unquote survive. We don't know what ended up happening to Reva off camera after
Mm,
she uh, returns Luke in the finale.
mm.
It's assumed, since we don't hear from her at all in the original trilogies or any other stories, that she has gone on to her great
Yeah.
demise, but
I
which
mean,
would kind of follow
mm,
suit with her transition, because we do know that the theory about how is it that the Grand Inquisitor was able to come back, how was Reva able to be run through and survive, yet Qui-Gon wasn't, was it's been going back to uh, Palpatine, who said, a Sith Lord can create life, meaning they can regenerate in some cases, and that with the Grand Inquisitor and with Reva, they were both strong with the dark side of the Force, that they were able to quote unquote heal themselves, whereas Jedi's can't. And at the end, when she has a redemption at the end of the finale, where she returns Luke, she's gone kind of back to the light side, and she will probably succumb to her injuries. But
no,
I don't know.
it's
Yeah, there was a lot of. I agree. There was some plot holes,
yeah,
but
yeah. I mean, as a whole, I'm happy that we have Obi-Wan back. I'm happy that we have Ian McGregor back, and as well as
yeah,
Hayden Christensen, because it was just great seeing them just in general, as well as cool. We have new characters. The whole Reva situation specifically as a whole, it could have been handled much better. It could have been handled much better. It could have been she could have been given a more well-rounded character per se, or even in the sense of like revenge per se, uh, or even the revenge aspect. It could have been done better. It's
yeah,
just for the fact that a lot of it feels very much what I don't like about Disney handling Star Wars, or just a lot of the other properties where they're expected to have like Marvel money. They're trying to imitate Marvel in the sense of like these high quality shows, but they're not given the same kind of budget. Where it feels like they're supposed to catch up. It's supposed to be a 10-year catch up with Obi-Wan in one
yeah.
sitting, and it's not. It's this should have been handled in about 2 seasons. Really, truly, honestly, I feel like it will, but I feel like it will be 2 seasons. But I feel like there's way too damn much story per se, quote unquote, where the progression of Obi-Wan, like the dude is basically 10 years in after Revenge of the Sith. 10 years in. Has not picked up his lightsaber, has not done anything, basically was a hermit for 10 years, lived out in the desert, has not practiced any form of martial arts or anything like that. And then he just comes off and pops off for about a day or two. Like it's a lot of it's shallow writing, it's just really bad writing, honestly. Like the whole rabbit situation, the I'm not trying to push back on you when people say that the ways of the Sith and how they have mastered long life or somewhat of like healing abilities. It's just really bad writing. It truly is really bad writing in the sense of like you're giving these people an out. You're giving these people a really bad out, and by saying that they can survive this whole thing, they can survive lightsabers. They can survive lightsaber strikes. Period. That surviving lightsaber wasn't a thing until quite honestly a New Hope. No, not New Hope. The Force Awakens, where ever since freaking Finn was able to survive a slash to the back from a full-on lightsaber strike, they question, what is the full force of lightsaber, and it is very much that sense. And granted, I will give him out the saying that we have seen that in we have seen bits and pieces of that in Clone Wars, the Clone Wars saga, but never a full-on like she should have got Reva should have got bisected. She really should have when Darth ran his lightsaber through her, or basically her lightsaber through her. It truly is. It's just really bad writing for me. Overall was a decent story that we should have gotten years ago, but because of how horrible the Star Wars fan base is and how rabid we can be, it took Ewan McGregor 10 fucking years to come, or no, 20 years to come back. It drove Hayden Christensen away from the franchise, and it destroyed Jake Lloyd's life, basically. Just something.
I will say though, having seen the response at Celebration, which we also we did miss over the course. I think we talked about it last time we were on there. I think it was going on when we were on the air, but I will say that it was kind of nice. There was some redemption for Jake Lloyd, for Hayden Christensen, and even for the kid who played young Boba Fett.
Yeah.
In Attack of the Clones, who kind of got shit on a little bit as a kid. There was some redemption, and I think getting Hayden back, having him don the suit and kind of show us, what he's got, and I think the fans finally kind of like, you know what, maybe we were wrong. Is Hayden Christensen the best actor in the world? No. Were there moments in the prequels where he was a whiny little bitch? Yeah, but that was kind of the point. So was Mark Hamill in the first one. It's just that we've spent the last 30 plus years turning Mark Hamill into a godlike figure, and whatnot. So I'm really glad. I'm very happy that Hayden was able to get his redemption. And I guess in the form of at least Star Wars Celebration, the other characters who have kind of been shit on over the years got their redemption. But
I mean, in order to not I'm not trying to shit on this series too damn much, or try to give it a lot of hate per se. It's just more so because it's Obi-Wan, because it deals with the fact that where we have two OG characters, two OG stars that came from the prequel sequels, come back and do a full-fledged series, man.
Yeah,
it's just quite honestly, in some cases, we didn't deserve this shit, because it's just the rampant and horrible fucking fanaticism that OG Star Wars has had, man. It sucks that they've gone through that, but at the same time, I'm happy that that they're able to stick around or basically get paid a lot. The amount of money that the fucking what's his name, dude? Who's Qui-Gon's actor? Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson.
The amount of money that they had to give Liam Neeson in order for him to make a 15-second cameo.
Yeah.
Right? Even though he was possibly referenced and foreshadowed the whole series, and he comes out in the last episode,
which we knew was going to happen.
Yeah, the last 15 seconds, just 15 seconds, brief hit, like, oh hey, finally you can see me, right? And that was it. Like, how much money did the Disney have to fucking shell out for Liam Neeson to come back as Qui-Gon, right? And Qui-Gon was generally beloved throughout the whole fucking series, or throughout the whole first franchise, right?
Yeah.
As seen was one of the better aspects of the first movies, or of the prequel sequels, and yeah, and he even left, for 30 years or for 20 years, man. That's just crazy to me, dude. That's crazy to me. But yeah, I'm just seeing it now. Seeing Hayden Christensen come back, he looks fucking great. He looked like he hasn't aged a bit, bro. Looks great. The way he was moving around, it was very similar to his movements in Revenge. He looked great. He looked young. I'm really, really fucking hoping that that this is not his last time becoming Anakin Skywalker. I'm hoping that we see him as a Force ghost in Ahsoka. Yes, I'm putting that out into existence. I'm hoping that he comes back as Ahsoka, because I would love to see the somewhat interplay, or like the dialogue between Ahsoka and Anakin.
That I'd never thought about. That would be really kind of cool.
We have Hayden back. You have Hayden back.
It would fit into canon, because we've never seen that. We know that Anakin Skywalker got his redemption at the end of Return of the Jedi by sacrificing himself to save his son and kill the Emperor. So he got his redemption. He gets to be a Force ghost. So yeah, that'd be kind of cool. We know now. Obviously, for those who don't know, we know now Ahsoka, for the most part, is going to take place in the current in her current timeline of where we've seen her, and that is post Jedi.
Yep.
In dealing with that little Mandalorian period, so to speak.
It'll take events. The events will take place, I think, rather quickly after Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, and I know that there's talk of them possibly doing some flashback scenes and stuff like that, which would be kind of cool. But I don't think they're going to go. I don't think they're going to go super, super young, because of. No. I mean, obviously. Oh my goodness! I just completely drew a blank on her name. Rosario Dawson's not 12 years old anymore.
Yeah, it's true. There's also the fact too that they could probably just hire a.
Oh yeah, they could find an actress that could.
And that would be cool to see if that would ever happen. But I don't think there'll be any more training type of stuff, because we've had all of Clone Wars. Like we have all of Clone Wars saga. And if anybody wanted to see Ahsoka growing up, just watch Clone Wars saga. To be honest with you, and that's probably your best bet to see a prime Anakin with a very budding Ahsoka Tano. And that's what more so I'm just hoping to see, man, during Ahsoka's venture into her solo debut, or basically her solo series. That'd be great to see, as well as we saw my fucking girl. Oh my god, her name just escaped me. The new Mandalorian, or old Mandalorian, but she's gonna have her first appearance.
Katie Sackhoff.
No. She was first referenced in Rebels.
Oh, the one that's gonna appear on Ahsoka.
Yeah, I gotta find her name, man. I just had her name, and then I just forgot it. I hate when that happens. Ahsoka Tano.
Yeah, because they announced it at
Yeah, I saw her act like I spoiled myself, and then yeah, I saw the actress, and then yeah, not great, but yeah, it's I'm trying to remember from freaking just name, dude. I literally just had her name.
Sabine Wren.
Sabine Wren. Thank you very much.
It should be mentioned that, like Jared said, that it's heavily rumored, with Hayden being back in the rotation, that he's going to appear in Ahsoka. He is listed on the IMDb page, as well as Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who, by the way, it was rumored and pseudo announced today that she will be joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe as well. As what character we don't know, but of course, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Mary Elizabeth Winstead is, of course, famous for playing in Scott Pilgrim versus the World,
Yep.
also a comic book adaptation. So
Yep.
She knows her way around this. She was also in Bird of Prey and whatnot. She's a fabulous actor, but she's set to appear in Ahsoka. What role we don't know. What role she'll play in Marvel.
Quick question. Yeah. Quick question. Who was the mother who was in Black Widow? I thought that was Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
No, that is
another great actress. I forgot her name.
Oh, god dang it.
Yeah, sorry, dude.
Oh, she's in the Mummy movies. I can't think of it.
Dude. I thought that was Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I'll check it out.
No.
Good.
So, anyways, Obi-Wan was good. I will put it as better than Book of Boba Fett, which there was a lot of hype about that one, but I think there was just it was, I don't know. It was that whole show was kind of, there was a lot of fumbling with that one. I like the backstory. I like the aspect of the backstory. But this one with Obi-Wan, I gave it at the very beginning of the show, I gave it like an A. I went down to an A minus. I say it probably went down as far as like a B plus. I would probably finish it off with like a B plus A minus. Entertaining show. I don't hate it. And it's definitely not the after the first episode, I was ready to say that it was better than The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Didn't stick the landing. I did like the payoff with Qui-Gon at the end. I think we've waited 23 something years for him to return. And it was quite cool to see Liam Neeson in costume come back as Qui-Gon.
Yeah. I mean, like, for me, definitely that first episode was freaking great. The episode was like an A for me. And then just recurring, like a lot of themes. It just felt like for me, the writers of the show, and it was one writer for a very fucking long time that totally forgot. And I read this too, that he totally forgot that Obi-Wan Kenobi knew who Darth Vader was in the movies, right? In Revenge of the Sith, and he forgot that happened. And then he talked to, I forgot who he talked to in order to reference that, but he already wrote the script. Like just stuff like that, right? And because of that, it lowered to, I think, a C for me until episode 5, where it felt a lot more well-rounded. It felt like a more concise story for me because there was the writer, and then it raised to a B. Yeah, it raised to a good solid B after the fight. Let me just talk about the fight real quick between Darth Vader and Obi-Wan. I understood. I knew that inevitably it was going to happen, right? Where Obi-Wan and Darth was going to fight, but I felt very much like, damn, man, like they still nerfed Obi-Wan. I know they still nerfed Darth Vader in this fight, because this is a man about 10 years into the dark side that has, at this point, I think, has destroyed. I don't think they referenced that yet. He was super strong. He was super strong with the Force, and he was quite literally the one of the biggest killers in the universe, or in the galaxy. And he should have been up there already. He should have been maybe like a step or two below Darth Sidious at this point. Yeah. And then he gets whopped rather easily. I can't say rather easily. He gets whopped by a guy by Obi-Wan who was 10 years away from fighting, right? From his last fight with a lightsaber against another Force user. And I mean, like, cool. People are gaming me out by saying that, that Darth Vader was still very much he was still dealing a lot with, strife, because it was his old master.
Yeah,
and I'll give them that, man. But it still very much felt like a bad cop out for me. Like, this Obi-Wan, shouldn't have beat Darth so decisively. I'll just give him that. I'll say that it was still a great fight scene. The literal thing, him fucking Darth, pulling down the spaceship was was definitely fucking fan service. I love that shit. That
That's
was
fucking badass.
and not just him just tearing that shit down, him tearing that apart. Like, yeah, okay, cool, finally. Like, this is a good step. This is the Darth that I've been waiting for, right? This is the Darth Vader that I've been waiting for, who could, like, you know, tank lavas, can tank being inside a fucking lava pit forever. That can, you know, just just decimate a lot, like decimate full on rebel armies. And yeah, okay, this is the guy I was waiting for. And they kind of nerf him at the end because, okay, cool. They kind of nerf him in the end because it's Obi-Wan, and they show Obi-Wan that old man strength. Cool, fine, whatever. But yeah, the series for me is a solid B. I feel like we'll get a second season. I hope we get a second season. I hope because there still feels like more stories to tell. I just hope that they're giving their writing to someone else. That's it. I feel like Reba is still alive in the Star Wars universe. I feel like she'll have more of a Saji Ventress role for those who know who that is. For my Clone Wars fanatics out there, I feel like she'll have a Saji Ventress role, even though Saji did, spoiler alert, die in the series. But that's what I feel like she's gonna be. Yeah, I just feel like I'm hoping for me that if Reva is still alive in the Star Wars universe, for me as a personal fan as a big fan of Fallen Order, that we somehow are gonna get Cal Kestis, and somehow going to get possibly my girl Atrilla Sidara back, who is the second sister, the actual second sister of the Star Wars Order, and hopefully, because I'm telling you, you gotta start when you come back. You gotta start playing Fallen Order. You will be surprised how incredibly similar these two stories are of Reva and Trilla. It's quite literally one for one. They were both in the Jedi Academy. They were both hunted down. They were both turned to the dark side. Trilla is the second sister. Reva's a third sister. At this point they have a somewhat of a turn at the end. Yeah, it's very like, damn, man, someone was super lazy and just to me, just like someone felt super fucking lazy with his character and just copied someone else's work. That's what it felt like to me.
Well, I do want to send some shout outs. We kind of wrap up Obi-Wan and we move on to Miss Marvel. Quick shout out. Pretty cool moment for a lot of hardcore Star Wars fans. In one of the scenes that they film, which is at the Jedi Temple, and of course they have a bunch of clone troopers, and of course throughout the series, because we know now Darth Vader has switched to the stormtroopers, so the clone troopers that are used in the Order 66 scene and or are spread out throughout the show as homeless are members of the 501st, which is a fan-driven organization of cosplayers. You see them a lot at San Diego Comic-Con, at Star Wars Celebration. I have a friend of mine who submitted a costume as Darth Maul, or sorry, not as Darth Maul, as oh my gosh, the character from the sequel trilogy with the triple blade.
Oh yeah, Kylo
Ren. He submitted a cosplay as Kylo Ren and got into the 501st, at least the local section, because of that. And then I've worked with a couple people from Comic-Con that are stormtroopers in the 501st. So it's a big deal. I mean, to get into that group, and then like I said, because they have all the equipment and it's all authentic, and that's what gets them into the 501st. They have the blessing from Lucasfilms with those costumes, and a lot of times these guys with their homemade costumes, for a lack of a better term, are put into these movies. So it's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah,
I had one other note, but like I said, good show. Enjoy if you haven't watched it. But as we transition into Marvel Land,
so I need to be honest.
Yes, sir.
I saw the first 10 minutes, the first 2 to 3 minutes of episode 2.
Yeah.
I cringed so fucking hard. I couldn't watch it anymore.
Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel.
It
I have not watched 2 or 3,
okay.
and I have to be honest. Yeah, I have
Well,
to be honest.
let's just talk about the first
No,
episode.
no, no. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. You can talk about 2 and 3 because you can talk about 2 because I've already read about and stuff. I was spoiled with a lot of stuff. Thanks a lot, Boss Logic. Shout out to him on Instagram. And I was already I already kind of know about like the already talking heads
Well,
having
let's
yeah
go this way. Is
Mhm.
we won't get too spoiler then
Yeah.
with episode 3 because I want to get into episode 3. So, but I need you'll have to watch. So, but
Yeah.
I'll talk about some of the bullet points.
Yeah.
Episode 1 was good. I really enjoyed it. I know that a lot of fans, it was a little silly. It's still not the Miss Marvel that we wanted. Blah 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 blah. They're not going to change it. It's in the can. It's already done.
Yeah.
But I will say this, that I'm happy to compromise on the origin of her powers. Obviously, for those who don't know, in the comic books, Kamala Khan is an inhuman, for lack of a term. She has inhuman DNA in her,
Yep.
and it is unlocked when she goes through Terrigenesis after becoming in contact with the Terrigen Mist.
Mhm.
Hold on. Spoiler alert. If you haven't seen Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, you have 3 seconds to mute me. In 3, 2, 1. We do know that in the Marvel Cinematic Universe now, it is recognized that both the Inhumans and Terrigen Mist do exist.
Yep.
That's the most I'll say about it. But it's been confirmed within the Doctor Strange movie, which we will talk about at the beginning of season 3 when I come back from vacation, that they exist, and that Terrigenesis can exist.
And also, just for those who know, Multiverse Madness has been out now on Disney Plus for I think last couple days.
Couple days, yeah. Came out on the 22nd. It's available also on iTunes and anywhere else you want to stream. You can download movies, not on Netflix, or just Disney Plus to stream. And if you want to buy it, I think it's available on most digital platforms. I bought it on iTunes the night before. I have all the Marvel movies on digital download. So, which by the way, one of the things I'm going to watch over the next couple of weeks, finally going to get around to watching John Wick 3. I've never seen the third one, so that was available. iTunes ran a special. I got it for like $5. So yeah, I'm gonna be watching that here in the next couple of weeks.
Nice.
I was late to the party on the first 2. I watched those. I remember I watched those at Comic-Con a couple of years ago. So, anyways, the powers that she has are unlocked by this cosmic bangle bracelet thing, whatever.
Yeah.
They do kind of give it an origin story, and they kind of hint that it could be of Kree origin in episode 3.
Somehow connected to I know they're going to connect it. I think they're probably going to try to connect it to Shang-Chi's rings as well.
Yes, which I did see an Easter egg, and that I didn't. My wife and I did not catch when we first watched it. There is an Easter egg. Keep an eye on it in the beginning of episode number 3. So this is a few things I will kind of quote unquote spoil. When there's an overhead shot of this cave that they're in, be very careful. Look very careful as to the surroundings of this cave, because there is a reference to Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings in that scene. But going back, so yeah, it's obviously that they changed her powers. They changed how they handle her powers, but it has come to light over the last couple episodes that she isn't quite 100% human. So though they do not come out and say that she's inhuman, they do actually say she possibly is something else, which is connected with Muslim folklore.
Yeah.
But I like that they're kind of flirting with the line a little bit, that it's not just some bracelet that gave her powers, it's a bracelet that unlocked her powers, so that she was something. I want to talk about this though. Sidebar. In this day and age of so much negativity, and whatnot, I'm a Christian. I believe in the Christian God. I believe in Jesus. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I will admit, at points in my life, I want to say full on prejudice, but I had a bias towards the Muslim faith.
Of course.
I had a buddy of mine I worked with at Best Buy back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
His name was Naveed. He was a Muslim man from Iran, and he's the
Mm-hmm.
one who told me how to properly say it. It's not Iran. It's not Iran.
Iran.
It's Iran. It's
Iran.
Iran. It's Iran.
Yeah.
So I've always and people. I'm such a phonetics type of person. I love rolling my R's with Spanish sometimes when I do announcing and whatnot. So I always say it properly. Iran.
Yep.
And he asked me, he said, have you ever read the Quran? And I said, no, I haven't. So him and I had a nice conversation, and I know some people go like, oh, he's just a fanatic. He's trying to turn you. No, he wasn't. He loved me for who I was. He appreciated who I was. He appreciated that I was a Christian man. I appreciated him for being a Muslim man. And we had great in-depth conversations about the religion, and really and truly with like just the differences between what Christianity and Catholicism can be, and Christianity and Catholicism and Judaism can be. For the most part, we all believe in a God, a Allah, a final human. We want peace. We want what's best for our communities and stuff like that. I love that they are painting the Islamic faith in this show in the correct light. I know people go like, oh, it's just them being woke, and of course they're going to make it look good. I'm like, no, they're showing this is unprecedented for them to show and film, whether it's a fake mosque or not, for them to film religious ceremonies and religious aspects of the Muslim faith is a huge step. It's a very private, very non in your face religion. The fanatic side of it is, and that's where I think a lot of people hate on Muslim faith, is that they tie it to the fanatical side of it, and there's a fanatical side of Christianity too. And so I just want to say, hey, I love it. I still believe in who I believe in, but I love that they are showing a positive light of what the Muslim faith is. I love the family dynamic. You and I both have seen this show. I like that there's a subtle hint of Kim's convenience to it with the parents, and I really like the character show. I get the cringiness of episode 2. This might be, for some, might be a show where it's completely out and you binge it for 6 episodes. So
I mean, I couldn't. The second she starts having her fucking Spider-Man 3, dancing or walking through the hallway scene.
Oh,
right,
no, that part. Okay,
off, out of here. No, I'm gone. I watched too many of this same fucking shit to even care for this stuff, right? And I understand that it's for a younger generation. I understand that kids are it's the young kids' moments of cringe type of stuff, right? So I get it. To kind of piggyback on like the handling of the Muslim faith or the handling of Islam. Yeah, great. It's one of those things where it's like, fucking finally. We come from we're living in a country that had the fucking that had the Patriot Act. I had the fucking Patriot Act being ratified into law, or tried to be that in the early 2000s, where we had 9/11, and so a lot of Muslims and a lot of our Arabian brothers and sisters went through a lot of fucking persecution in the early 2000s. Yeah, every fucking race. I remember hearing fucking jokes of how comedians used to say that every black, Asian, white, Mexican, Spanish, all these ones, they all got together to hate on Muslim people, right, or on brown people. And it's like, it was a joke that was being said, and it was fucking true, because we found a common enemy. And I feel like we found a common enemy, quote unquote, in the early 2000s, and that common enemy was people who also live in America that were Americans, right, in New York, and and now they just had a fucking target on their back. That was fucking horrible then. It's still pretty horrible. It's still horrible now. And so just seeing Disney at this point, or just seeing at least the creators of Ms. Marvel handle scenes of Muslim faith, with a level of honesty,
Yeah.
right? It's great. And I hear a lot of the woke, a lot of that woke bullshit too. Like, homie, if they gave a fucking scene of fucking Captain America, right, praying at a church, you would like people would be up, no, be up north. People would be hearing like, oh yeah, finally, like, oh, it's great to be conservative because Captain America's conservative. Like, motherfucker, it's the same shit, bro. It's the same fucking shit. It's the level of detail or the level of care goes into the characters and their backgrounds. Period. And I hate this ideal of wokeism,
Yeah.
that a lot of people, a lot of conservatives, they fall to the whole, oh, it's a woke term without actually having a fucking actual conversation type of
Yeah.
thing, right? And so it's the same, like it's the same bullshit for the people, the detractors of Miss Marvel. I'm sure I can't say I'm a detractor. Well, people will view me as a detractor because I haven't watched the last 2 episodes. The reason why is because I cringe at that shit. I see one episode of a girl. No, I just cringe so damn much about that show. But it's not necessarily. I'm not hating on the show entirely. I'm just hating on the fact that the cringe just makes me not want to watch it. That's it for my end. I'm not trying to shit on the show. I'm not trying to say it's a bad show. I can't get through some of these scenes. Right? That's just me.
No, and I will say this for those of you who are on the fence of watching it, it is. I get where JR's coming with calling it cringy. There are moments where I'll be watching the show with my wife, and we're enjoying it. We're heavily enjoying it, and the kids like it too. My son really enjoys it too. And there are times where I look at it and go like, what am I watching? Like, am I watching? I mean, it was one thing when I was 20 something years old and I was watching Degrassi, but when I'm 40 and I'm watching Degrassi, like,
Mhm.
does it make me like a creeper? And so there's a little oddness to the fact that this is very much this one thing to be a John Hughes film, like Spider-Man: Homecoming was,
Yeah.
and then to be this, and really and truly, the best way to describe Kamala Khan is a cross between Spider-Man, Kim's Convenience, and really and truly, um, kind of a Degrassi like show where it is
Yeah.
young angsty teens,
Yeah.
and it's geared towards young angsty teens. It was one thing where you could watch Saved by the Bell, which was young angsty teens, but you could be 10 years old, 20 years old, or 30 years old watching that
Yeah.
show,
Yeah.
because of what the show was. Um, this one, I do say that there's a little bit of a kind of a odd feeling I get when I watch the show, because it's like, oh, all it is kids,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it is geared towards, it's not scary, it's not too overly written that it can't be understood by
Yeah.
someone. Like I said, my 8-year-old son is
Yeah.
enjoying it. He enjoys this kid character. So
I wonder if that's how, maybe I got a new perspective on the whole, like how a lot of the old head comic book goers or old head fans of a certain genre or certain series, right? How they feel now. I wonder if that's perspective. Like I'm watching this show as an older person, right?
yeah,
Right, a dude in his 30s, and I look at it, I'm like, it's just not fucking for me, dude. But like, instead of like instead of like a lot of the old heads where you go into this whole thing like, oh my god, this show is horrible and it's too fucking woke. I'm like, when really just me like, oh dude, I'm cringing and stuff. Like, bro, it just reminded me of fucking when I was in high school and do all this cringy shit. Like this
yeah, a
this
little bit. Algate
awkward.
does that too.
I'm wondering if that's it. I'm wondering if that's the case for like a lot of old heads now, where like they see this stuff, it's super cringe, and instead of recognizing that, dude, like, that's not for me anymore. It's not for me, and like instead of going, that's not for me anymore. It's for younger kids, for their generation. They go, oh my god, they're fucking destroying the thing that I love.
Yeah,
You know, I wonder if that's the case. I
it
wonder
could
if
be. No, I didn't think of that. That
I wonder if that's actually the
we're
case.
seeing ourselves a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like that's it. Like I'm not hating on Kamala Khan. I'm not hating on this. Like it's great. I feel like the Kamala Khan they're showing isn't necessarily the Kamala Khan that I have read throughout the years, But hey, still though, they're trying to make it more acceptable. Even though granted, a lot of the producers and the writers for the original Kamala Khan, when she came out in 2016, 2015, basically this it was the same year that Carol became Captain Marvel, right? That it's the same writers, it's the same people, right? In the show. I forgot the actor. I forgot the women's names who make Kamala Khan, but yeah, I just feeling like okay, it's not really her, or it's not fully her yet, because we see more Kamala as Inhuman, and we see her in more so in Champions. You see her more in like in those ventures, and this Kamala is very much this young, angsty, or weird kind of cringy girl that is trying to imitate very much of a Peter Parker type of scenario. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that Kamala Khan knows who Peter Parker is. I'm just saying that a lot of the things that she's doing reminds me of Peter, but in a more cringier way, if that makes sense. And I feel like maybe this is how badly fanaticism of Marvel / Star Wars is, where you just have a bunch of old dudes look at the thing that they love and realize, oh man, they're changing something that is not the thing that I love, and it's kind of more cringy now, and should realize, okay, they're trying to get a new crowd. They're trying to get a new crowd here. They're trying to get people to help hopefully progress this thing. And I'm gonna still stick with Miss Marvel eventually if I can get past just like a couple of stuff, because I still kind of felt the same way too with other parts of like the other Marvel shows as well. It got like super like it got super cringe here, even though in WandaVision was great, but there were still cringy parts in that one. Just push through it. I'll hopefully eventually enjoy the show for what it is.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just can't get through it, man. Just the cringe, the high school cringe is definitely my thing that I freaking hate. I absolutely hate it. I hate high school cringe. I hate, like, it just reminds me of Spider-Man 3, where you got Peter just like where you got fucking Tobey Maguire just going down the street like, hey, yeah, and like just dance like, no, man, no, we don't need to relive this. We don't need to relive this. And so yeah.
But like I said, the first episode was great. I really enjoyed. There was some moments in episode 2 you kind of get over. I like that they are building up damage control, which I think is going to lead us to them being a large part of Armor Wars. I'll be kind of curious because there's so many storylines that have come out with these shows. So let's go down the road a little bit here, just the Marvel TV shows. We look at the conclusion of WandaVision, and the obvious conclusion of WandaVision led to, I think, Monica Rambeau being involved with the Secret Invasion. So I think the events of WandaVision led to, obviously, Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness, but also is going to lead into Secret Invasion. Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yep.
I think the conclusion of that is going to lead into Armor Wars. Loki, I think, is going to lead into really kind of just Loki 2. It's told us a little bit of what we need to know about the multiverse. So yeah, it's affected Doctor Strange, it affected Spider-Man.
Yeah. I feel like it's going to lead into Quantumania.
I think it's going to lead more into Quantumania because of the involvement with the man oh my gosh, why am I freaking drawing a blank on King the Conqueror? Hawkeye, I don't know. I think that also might be Armor Wars, but I think that with the announcement too that we are going to get a Thunderbolt movie, I think that finally gives us an idea of possibly what is Valentina De Fontaine creating? Was she creating the Dark Avengers? Was she creating the Young Avengers? What is she creating? I think she's creating the Thunderbolts, and we're going to see U.S. Agent, Yelena Belova, possibly Kate Bishop joining that team. Who knows? It may, and you know what? It may end up being is I think we might end up getting She-Hulk. I think we may get Jennifer Walters in that. So, but with Miss Marvel, I don't know. With involving damage control, and I think with some of the weapons that damage control is using, makes me believe that Miss Marvel could be leading into Armor Wars. But yeah, that's kind of cool. Is there's so many really cool miniseries that we have coming up and coming up quite quickly. So we do have Thor: Love and Thunder coming out next month. We have She-Hulk and Andor coming out in August for Marvel and Star Wars, respectively. Supposedly, we're going to get Secret Invasion sometime this fall. That's yet to be seen, yet to be announced. I'm trying to think of what else is in the can. What else have they been shooting?
I mean, they're pretty close to the vest now. Like, granted, if even it doesn't even feel like Phase 4 yet, too. To be totally honest with you, it feels very much like at the end of Phase 3 still.
That is the other thing too. Is supposedly in the coming months we are going to get an outline for Phase 5. We do know that Phase 4 is, I think, is going to conclude with this current batch of movies. I think the current batch being obviously the shows that have been announced, which are Armor Wars, Secret Invasion, Ironheart, are all the shows that I think are in production, along with Miss Marvel, TV show or movies, and of course, and Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. Movies: Thor: Love and Thunder, then the Marvels, Wakanda Forever, Quantumania, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and I think that's everything that's been announced so far.
Yeah, I think that's it at the moment.
And I don't know if they're going to count the Fantastic Four movie as part of Phase 4, but Kevin Feige has said that the big bad, the Thanos level threat that will infiltrate or be a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe will make their appearance sometime this year, and the outline for Phase 5 will be unveiled. Now,
it's Kang, 100%.
See, do you think it's a Kang? But I hope Kang doesn't end up being. And this
BBG?
is what's that?
Oh, I'm saying a bunch of like different like fiction / D&D terms. BBEG is big bad evil guy.
Oh,
yeah. So
I think here's my concern is they've taken some fantastic villains, and one-offed them. And Gore the God Butcher, I hope, is not one of them. I hope that they find a way to quote defeat Gore the God Butcher, but he doesn't die. Like he gets away or something. I don't know. Kang the Conqueror, I hope the same thing. I think that he's one of those guys that needs to be around for a while. Especially with the guy with Jonathan Majors playing him. I think he played him so far quite well.
Yeah.
But the rumor has always been that the big bad for this next level of movies was going to be King the Conqueror was one of them. Doctor Doom is another, and the third possibly being Galactus.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm going to put it up here. Spoiler alert, 3, 2, 1. We're going to talk about Doctor Strange. So 3, 2, 1. For those who have seen it and have stuck around, in the Illuminati scene where we get Reed Richards, he was not the first choice for the Illuminati. The original choice for Sam Raimi in Reed Richards' spot was Dr. Victor Von Doom.
Yeah.
He wanted Dr. Doom to be on the Illuminati because he thought it would be like, wait a minute, he's a bad guy. It's like, but maybe in our universe he's not. But I guess Sam Raimi, without saying it, said, I was overruled when it came to Dr. Doom, so I went with the next best thing and put Reed Richards in there.
Yeah.
Makes me believe, wink, do we have And the technology too that he used, and we can discuss this in our Doctor Strange breakdown next week or in 2 weeks, is the technology that Reed uses to appear in the Illuminati chamber.
Yeah.
In the comic books, that's Doom technology.
I will say too, just to put this out of the way, the Reed Richards in Multiverse Madness is most likely the most stupidest Reed Richards. And that's not trying to shade Multiverse of Madness. That's just literally showing how fucking insanely smart Reed Richards is. Like just to say this part, it has nothing to do with the movie. We're gonna talk about the movie when we get back.
Yeah.
There's this thing in Marvel Comics, right? Called the Council of Reeds. Like, it shows you how fucking insanely smart Reed Richards is when he understands when Reed Richards understands the multiverse and has a council of himself in different multiverses, and those versions of Reed Richards then dictate how things go in other multiverses. In the multiverse, that's how insanely crazy this man is. It's how insanely
he is crazy.
Like this how insanely strong and smart that like you're quite Reed Richards. I think bar none is the smartest person, or should be the smartest person in all of Marvel. This is a guy, right? He's an atheist, but he's fought against gods type of thing, right? Yeah. And so Reed Richards is they severely downplayed Reed Richards in Multiverse of Madness, but I will say this. With Marvel continuity, that hopefully when our boy John Krasinski comes back and plays actually smart Reed Richards, we'll see. We'll see how his capabilities really are, because one of the only people to truly combat against him is Dr. Von Doom. And some people even say that Dr. Von Doom at certain times can outpace Reed Richards in like certain levels. It's just Dr. Doom has different strengths. Like, he's a lot more magically in tuned, and he's the guy. So here's hoping that that's the case, man. Yeah. Oh, man, I felt so defeated when I'm not gonna say anything about the movie.
Yeah, but we'll save it when we come back. But let us know let us know, guys, in the comments below. We'll read them and when we come back on both Twitch and on YouTube, what you guys thought of Miss Marvel, what you guys thought of Obi-Wan, and hey, do you guys think there should be a season 2 of Obi-Wan Kenobi? What can they possibly talk about in a season 2? Obviously, there's at least another 10, maybe 15 years between where they leave off at the end of this show and potentially the beginning of New Hope. Yeah. So who knows? Who knows what they can talk about? So let us know in the comments below. Don't forget, guys. And I know that this is was not supposed to be a bonus episode, but I just know that JR is not feeling well, and I'm not feeling well either, and so we just need to get something out there. Our social media links are down below. Real quick though, some other real quick news and notes. Obviously, Thor: Love and Thunder coming out here.
Can I put up one real quick?
Go.
Can we talk about fucking Ezra Miller being a dumbass?
God dang it! He's literally. This is how bad he is. Up until the verdict, Warner Brothers was like, we're going to leave Amber Heard in the movie. Now they're starting to think about, maybe we delete her. Ezra Miller, they're like, fuck it, we're going to cancel the movie. We could have the best DCEU movie in The Flash. It could be the best movie in the DCEU. We are ready to cancel it because this motherfucker won't get his shit together.
Yeah. And
they're willing to cancel a $1 million movie, a multi-million-dollar movie that could make billions because the guy's a dumbass.
Yeah. It's insane. God, this guy's dude. More and more shit I hear, man, come out about this fucking guy. And I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt because I wanted him to be young, but he's 29 years old. He's 29 years old, and he has I'm trying to give him. It's insane how much shit has come out because of this guy grooming Possible grooming, I think what a 10-year-old or 12-year-old, I forgot
Right.
exactly what. He was trying to groom a child, a little boy, I think, and just
Something like
all these other fucking horrible shit, dude. Like I want to say the dude's doing crack through the amount of
he's got to be doing something.
through the amount of manic episodes this guy fucking does, the type of, I want to say this guy's doing some sort of drug, bro. I really do, because this type of shit, this type of like excessive continual shit, like you go in like just consistent shit that's just come out from him, makes me feel like, all right, this guy's had many manic episodes and is doing drugs. Period.
Yeah.
That has to be it. It has to be it. He's doing drugs. And because who the fuck goes this same goddamn bar twice to try to start a fight again? Dude, you're like a $120. You're getting your ass whooped. What the fuck? Unless you're on some type of like cocaine or speed, dude, and you feel like you take on everybody. Like I don't know. The amount of shit I hear about this kid, and it's specifically in Hawaii, and just all the stuff coming out. I just feel so fucking bad for one, the creators of the people who are producing Flash, right? The movie, all the people on set for Flash, everyone that fucking put their heart out for the movie. I don't know if their people are ever gonna come out with how Ezra Miller acted during the filming. I don't know if that's ever gonna come out, but god damn, bro. Like I feel bad for everyone that's just attached to the Flash movie. Truly. Like, yeah, and honestly, Ezra deserves to get his ass whooped. Totally be honest with you. Deserves to get, like, just the amount of shit that has come out and the amount of shit that he continually says. Like, I think he wrote on Instagram, right? It's like, you can't find me. I'm in a different universe or some shit, right? Like, this dude needs this fucking, he just needs an ass whoop, bro. Like, seriously, that's my answer to everything. For dudes who act up, like, they just deserve to get their ass whooped.
Get their ass whooped.
That's definitely an attitude adjuster. That's definitely an attitude adjuster, getting your ass whooped. And so, I don't know. It's just what the fuck, bro.
Yeah, I read some of his reviews or some of these stories, and then they said they interviewed some WB representative, and he's like, we're weighing our options with this movie, and they're like, what do you mean? We may not release it, because we don't want to. Basically, they don't want him out there representing the studio. Real quick, on a more positive note, Chris Evans, while doing his promotional stuff for Lightyear, has been asked about returning to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and he can't wait to return. And it's not to play Captain America. It's to play Johnny Storm. He wants to return to the role and, quote, give the character some redemption. Now, it's been long rumored that with the multiverse aspect of the Marvel Cinematic Universe now, we could see Chris Evans's Johnny Storm make an appearance in the MCU and make those movies canon, which would be fine. Everyone's like, oh, they're shitty movies. It doesn't matter. There were some shitty movies that they made canon in so far. I mean, people shit on the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies. They made those canon now. So
are we forgetting about Iron Man 3? Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Oh, and by the way, for those of you talking about the multiverse, for those of you fans out there that are like, well, we should create a multiverse where Terrence Howard gets to come back as War Machine. I'm like, no. He was recast. He does not exist anymore. Rhodey, played by Don Cheadle, is the Terrence Howard War Machine. People are like, no, it's a different. No, you could say it's a different one. I'm like, no, that's just dumb. That's
a legal standard. It's like something happened behind the scenes. Terrence Howard, I think from I read, right, you know, it's rumored he wanted near the same amount of money they were paying RDJ.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
No. Yeah.
And he was going to be too much of a problem. Yeah. And they wanted to recast him. And Don Cheadle, I think was handpicked by RDJ.
Yeah.
He said, I want to work with this guy. He's phenomenal. And Don Cheadle's had a blast doing it.
Yep.
I love that some of these guys are starting to own it and go like Chris Hemsworth, who was doing Thor: Love and Thunder press, was always like, yeah, I was a little tentative about doing it because of the length of these contracts that you have to sign. And he's like, now it's been so much part of my life, and yeah, I get it. I'll probably get typecasted, but I like doing the schedule. Yeah, the dieting and stuff like that. But really and truly, they look at the schedule and the amount of money they make, and just how fun it is working with some of these people. And it's like, yeah, they're starting to realize that. That's why Chris Evans says, yeah, maybe you know what, maybe I will come back.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things. Like, I'm telling you, ever since Marvel got bought by Disney, ever since Kevin Feige was given the helms, and Marvel Studios was his own fucking studio, and all this shit that was going down. The one like we've said that, like, this is I'm gonna sound like resounding gong, bro. Like, ever since they got away from that motherfucker who once headed up Marvel,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, after they got away from him, people are like, hey, this ain't too bad. This ain't too bad working here. Like, oh, you guys don't want me to, sign a 7 movie contract deal, right?
Well,
For like low fucking numbers.
Well, they're still doing that. They are still saying, I think Haley Steinfeld came out and said that one of the reasons why she was hesitant about signing to do Kate Bishop was that they still had these contracts, these lengthy contracts, but they're not these 6, 7, 10 picture deals. I think they're now like anywhere from like 4 to 6 or something like that. And
a lot of it has to do with the culture that has changed within Marvel, specifically because Kevin Feige, and just having a great stable of actors, as well as a great stable of directors. I mean, that's gonna fucking help. That's gonna Taika Waititi, James Gunn, the Russo brothers, like fucking he just said his name, the director for Spider-Man.
Sam Raimi, John, and then you have John Watt, who did the Homecoming series.
Like, that's a great group to like fucking work with. That's a great fucking group to work with, man. And so it's everything changes when the culture is very much, instead of like one-off movies where you have like, oh yeah, you gotta see how this director is. It's this, you quite literally, you're in kind of like a community, its own fucking community, where you can talk to other actors, actresses, and other, studio directors, saying, hey, how does this person work? How is this person gonna be? Blah blah. And like, that's the reason why you got fucking Scott. That's the reason why you got what's his name? Who plays Ant-Man?
Oh,
I forget his name.
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd wanting to be Ant-Man for a long time now. Like, dude, like, Paul Rudd was one of the fucking harder he gets, bro. Paul Rudd was one of those guys, like, and now he's gonna be Ant-Man for a while. And
he's having fun doing it.
He's having, like, that's what happens when you bring in great culture. When you bring in really good culture, like, yeah. So, granted, the hiccup there was Scarlett Johansson, and here's hoping that she comes back. That was resolved, and hopefully she comes back in some form or fashion. And as well as, I think RDJ is done. I think RDJ is retired, and I'm happy for him if he's retired. If RDJ is retired, if he ever won't come back, type of thing, I'm fine with that. It's just more so now, like, it is great to see a good culture taking place in Marvel cinematic movies. I'm hoping to see that expand outwards into like their comic books, because the comic books is kind of right now as well. But I'm having hope for that. What was the original point that we were on? Just more so these movies that are coming out, right? And these huge contract deals. Just dude, they're doing great. As much as I don't like Miss Marvel, I'm happy that the actresses and the actors in it are having fun and want to do more Marvel stuff, because like that means down the road I'm gonna see a champion squad with. That's the thing. Like, as much as I dislike, I can't even say I dislike fucking Miss Marvel. I'm just like, I just know it's not for me. That's it. I know it's not for me, but seeing that it's gonna do good down the road means I'm gonna see fucking Miles. I'm gonna see Viv. I'm gonna see.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool. Marvel. I hope we see Viv.
Yeah, I'm gonna see all these young motherfuckers in Champions fighting off some threat, dude. And I'm like, cool. I'm gonna have fun with it, because Champions was a good series for me. Champions is a great series. Yeah, I cannot wait to see X-23 and all. Like, dude, it's gonna be fun. And so I want to see this continual good culture, good working culture, just push onward. Something to tie back to fucking Ezra Miller, something that DC has been lacking for fucking years.
Pretty much.
Like, bro, like come on, man. You gonna leave my fucking boy Jason Momoa out there on a literal fucking island? He's gonna have to carry the DCEU himself? Are you serious? He's gonna be the guy. Because Gal Gadot saying that she's gonna take a break. Harley Quinn, Margot Robbie is saying that she's gonna take a break, right? Fucking, they're gonna have a Batgirl movie that's gonna fucking tank because no one's gonna watch it, or they're gonna have a Supergirl movie that's gonna fucking tank because if Flash is not gonna be out there, we're not gonna know who the fuck this person is.
Yeah.
So you gotta leave my boy Jason Momoa by himself, even though The Rock's there, like to carry this fucking franchise. You gonna carry that shit by himself, really? Oh my god,
like,
dude!
Yeah, I'm on it. So,
Oh,
it should be interesting, guys. Thank you so much for making season 2 a lot of fun. There was really this what a crazy year it's been. I know we did so much in season 1 with Star Wars and whatnot, and last year there was things were coming at us at 100 miles an hour since we started last summer with season 2, and season 3 looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. This is what you can expect out of season 3 starting here in a couple of weeks. Yep. Obviously we're going to get into Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, break that down, previewing San Diego Comic-Con. We do know that New York Comic-Con is going to happen in the fall. I know that Emerald City Comic-Con is going to happen in the fall. And Amazing Con from Las Vegas is also going to be moving to the fall. So very crowded fall schedule. We know the D23 is coming back. D23, this is how crazy it is. They have not yet announced what is going to be at San Diego Comic-Con from Disney, meaning Lucasfilm, Disney, Pixar, Marvel. However, from what I understand from my friends in downtown San Diego, is that they are putting up signage promoting D23 at Comic-Con. So D23 is still going to happen separately, but they're promoting within San Diego Comic-Con's ecosystem another convention. So obviously Disney has bought some advertising dollars with San Diego Comic-Con, which means they have to be there. So I would imagine in the next week or so, we should see some the schedule be announced. Who's going to be on Ballroom 20? Who's going to be in Hall H? The guest list has started to trickle out. We'll probably break that down for you guys who are collectors and are going to the convention. So we got that and a lot more. So if there's anything else you guys want to see us cover in season 3, let us know. Send us a tweet at PS Comics. I love the letter U. Of course, if you want to, you can actually stream that. You can stream the show on Twitter as well. Hit us up on Facebook, facebook.com/PS Comics. I love you. Same thing on Instagram and whatnot. So, yeah, guys, thank you so much for being with us this past year. It's been a crazy year between COVID and broken limbs and
being old.
Guys, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Thank you for making season 2 just as good as season 1, and hopefully as good as hopefully season 3 can live up to the expectations.
Yep.
So, guys, thank you so much. Let JR go get some rest. I'm going to go get some rest. I have to pack a suitcase because I'm leaving in about 12 hours.
A quick question too, man. Hopefully too for season 3, man. We're gonna get this guy to start playing some freaking video games, man.
Yes. My plan is I've got this couch behind me. I'm gonna get a new streaming setup so that I can chill and relax back in the recliner. I am looking maybe at a PlayStation 5. Maybe not this calendar year, but maybe next year.
Yeah, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, PS5. I can't say it's the way to go, but it definitely makes life easier if you want to play video games. Yeah, bro. But yeah, we definitely need this guy playing
because they've got the Xbox One, or so they have the Xbox Series S at Costco, and I thought about getting that just to have a next gen console. but I really want to get the PS5 no matter what.
Yeah,
The PS5 is what I want to have. So
and as I'm not gonna promise, but I intend to put down. I've been saving up. Well, I've been saving for a lot of freaking things. My cousin again is gonna get married in September. I gotta pay off some stuff. Something's gonna happen next month for me, so there's a lot of money down. My huge intention is to buy. Been trying to freaking buy a PC now for the last year and a half, and it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen sometime this year, and so yeah, I intend to hopefully get 2 to 3K to get a decent PC to help out in one streaming video games, as well as helping out, as well as 2 editing. Like for a very long time we need to help. I need to help this guy edit videos as well, just like get some small clips out.
We're gonna get some. That's another thing, dude. We're gonna get some more condensed down clips for our YouTube channel and for Instagram to get some more stuff out there. And like I said, be subscribed to our Facebook, our Instagram, and our Twitter because I will be definitely streaming on those platforms in San Diego. So check out PS Comics. I love you on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Same thing with my channel at Voice of Reason 23 on those 3 respective platforms, because there will be some live streaming in San Diego when I go down there in a couple of weeks. So he is Jared Kamakungan, also not Jared Comics 42 on Instagram. That's not that, it's that one. And I am Kevin Pillow at Voice of Reason 23. Thank you guys so much. We will see you in a couple of weeks. Thank you so much for being patient. I know we've been promising getting these episodes out here. We just could not make it work.
We're old,
We're
dude.
Just old as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Have a good one. If we don't hear from you guys, happy 4th of July. That's coming up in about a week. And
don't go too crazy, guys. Don't go too crazy, man. People have been crazy out here. Don't go too crazy for July.
Safe and sane, guys. Have a good one. We'll see you. Peace.
Peace. Hey, quick question for you, Kev.
Yo.
Are you driving or are you flying?
Oh, we're flying. We're flying out of Palm
good.
Springs.
I'm about to say.
No, we're flying from
Palm Springs. It's $7 out here.
No, it's Palm Springs to Salt Lake to Orlando. We'll be back a week from tomorrow. So, yep. Have a good one. Maybe I'll post some stuff, guys. Don't forget, I might post some stuff from Disney World. I will be hopefully in Galaxy's Edge for the first time ever on Tuesday, and hopefully I'll get a chance to ride the new Guardians of the Galaxy Rewind at Epcot on Monday.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, my guy. If you go to the Star Wars section of Disney World, can you give me a saber?
Can I get you a saber?
Lightsaber. I'll pay for it.
All right. Well, I'm still trying to get my own too. So if I've got room, we're I'm looking for. That's another thing too, guys. I will post some stuff if we are able to do it. My intention is to do the lightsaber building. Was it Olga's? No, that's the cantina. I can't remember the name of the name of the building is, but I'll post some pictures. I know that my kids are going to have some input because this is going to be the family lightsaber, and we're still deciding what kyber crystal we're going to go with. So,
nice.
But I will be buying some extra ones because I am going to be looking for the black saber. I want the. For those of you who don't know, real quick, and we'll talk about it on the next podcast. Maybe I'll do some talk about it on social. There's a place, both Disneyland and Disney World, inside Galaxy's Edge, where you can create from scratch your own lightsaber. In it, and it's a very immersive, and it tells you the story of what everything means. You can pick your own kyber crystal from, I believe you can even pick a red one, but you can pick blue, green, yellow, and I think you can pick purple. I do know that you can go to a store in Galaxy's Edge and buy kyber crystals that you can put in your lightsaber, and it will actually change the color. So you don't have to just have red or just have blue. You can actually change it. Well, part of this kind of hidden game is that they have, when you go buy the red kyber crystals for the dark side of the Force, you'll pick it up off the shelf. It's a mystery box, and in it will be either a red one, or like 1 in like 100 is a black one, and it will turn your lightsaber black. And I guess in canon, and this is not to be confused with the dark saber, in canon there are certain Sith lords that actually had a black lightsaber. And I know, JR, I think that is more extended universe than true canon, because we've never seen a black
I can't recall.
lightsaber.
That's the biggest thing. Like some of the strongest Sith lords in all existence always had red, so I can't recall.
I don't know the story behind it. Maybe we'll get the story in the lightsaber thing. But yes, there is a mystery kyber crystal that you can get that is a black lightsaber, and I believe you can also get white, which is also a mystery box, and that of course is only one Jedi has ever had a white lightsaber, and that of course is Ahsoka Tano. So but yeah, I can't wait for that experience. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. So I'll see what I can do, JR. With that said, guys, have so much. We'll have you know what? That's what we'll do. We'll do a full Galaxy's Edge review when I come back. Maybe that'll be a bonus episode or something. Guys, thank you so much. Have a great one. We will see you. Peace. Be kind to your friends out there.
Yes.
And we will see you in season 3 in broadcast. No, damn, I had to hit the button.